It's 6:37. You're listening to Breakfast Business with Vincent Wall, and we're joined now by Conor Moran, founder of Eskimo Software. Conor, thanks for taking our call. You founded this software as a service business yourself about 4 years ago, Conor. And we know that a lot of businesses have been badly impacted by COVID over the past year, no less than car dealerships. But even before COVID hit, your software as a service product, Eskimo, has been helping car dealerships up their sales. Tell us how it works.
Hi, Vincent. Thanks for having me on. So basically, we founded Eskimo about 4 years ago because we saw a big move from the traditional method that dealerships got their customers, which was basically a walk-in, and a big move to online. So basically, what Eskimo does is it takes all the dealerships' online leads from the various sources that they arrive from. So be that the publishers, so people will know CarZone and Cars Ireland and Done Deal, and then you have your Facebook and the dealership's website, and all these online sources that are coming in. And it can be a bit of a headache for a sales manager. So what we do is we collate all those leads, take the information out of them, distribute them to the sales team, and basically help them convert that sale from there. Because not only do we take the online leads in, we cater for walk-ins and we help them process the sale from there on. But I suppose what you were getting at about, I suppose, with the COVID side of things is dealerships don't have walk-ins anymore during lockdown and everything else. So dealerships had to adapt quickly to drive leads from online sources. So I suppose we saw a big influx of dealerships getting in contact with us since the first lockdown hit, really, because they had to adapt. Like any bricks and mortar business, they had to adapt to generating leads online and any source other than walk-in, basically.
And did you find, Conor, in your engagement with dealerships, even before the pandemic hit us, that frequently they were in danger of actually losing track or not even picking up a lot of the online queries that came in?
Yeah, well, I suppose the method before, if you're not using a tool like Eskimo, the method that they would manage these leads is an email comes in from the various, whatever lead source that's coming in, one of the various lead sources. An email comes into the sales manager, and then the sales manager distributes that email to a member of the sales team. And as you can imagine, that's very hard to keep track of who has what email and who has what customer, and where they are with that customer. So what Eskimo does is it brings all that information in under one roof. The sales manager can quickly generate a report to see what salesperson has what customer, and then on top of that, the salesperson, like Eskimo is built from a salesperson's point of view rather than a management point of view. So the salesperson has plenty of tools to help convert that customer into a sale, basically.
And from the punter's point of view, let's say I'm looking to trade in a second-hand car. From a punter's point of view, once I make a query, I'm immediately contacted with the branding of the dealership in question. Am I?
Exactly. Yeah, you're dead right. So say you make an inquiry on CarZone or Cars Ireland or Facebook, for example. The first thing the customer receives. So we released a report. To go back, we released a report there last week, I think it was, and part of that report was the time of day that most inquiries come in at, and the most popular time is 7 o'clock at night, and the second most popular was 8 o'clock at night, which most dealerships are closed at that hour, so there's no sales team on the ground in the showroom. So what we do is we have an automatic response that comes back to the customer with information on the vehicle that's branded with the dealership's logo and information, contact information, and everything else. And then there's a few handy tools in there for the customer to get back to the dealership to help kind of move the sale along without any intervention from the salesperson, in terms of we can help them get them process for finance, and we can help them send in information on their own trade-ins, so that by the time the salesperson gets around to, hopefully it's quickly, but by the time the salesperson gets around to processing that lead, they have the trade information, because the customer has gone out to their driveway, taken photos of their car, and submitted a trade-in appraisal, basically.
And you say that feedback from the dealership relationships that you have, and you've more than 100 in Ireland at the moment and growing, is that using an aggregated system like that makes customer engagement most efficient is actually boosting their sales.
Oh yeah, well we've had feedback from dealerships, multiple dealerships, that their sales have increased 20% after taking on Eskimo, which we've obviously sang from the rooftops about, because we're proud of that number. But not only has it boosted sales, Vincent, I suppose the dealerships are spending, all these different lead avenues that I've mentioned there, your publishers and your website and Google AdWords and Facebook, they all cost money, and unless you're tracking where you're getting your leads from, spending money blindly. You know, you're shooting in the dark really. So unless you're measuring where those leads are coming from, and then also the beauty of Eskimo, because it's a full, it takes care of the entire sales journey from when the lead comes in all the way through to invoicing. We can actually track what lead avenues are actually converting into sales. Not only how many leads are is a lead avenue delivering, but also how many sales it actually delivers. So you get your return on investment from each spend, each marketing spend.
You know, you have a relationship with individual dealers. You also have a relationship with Nissan, and are you looking to cultivate relationships with other car manufacturers?
Yeah, we have a great partnership with Nissan Ireland. We did a rollout actually just we kind of started it during the first lockdown last 2020, and that's going really well. The dealers love it, and Nissan like it as well. And we're planning on, we're in talks with other manufacturers at the moment, to try and maybe have a similar partnership with them. And then the beauty of that is that the manufacturer, I suppose, from the dealership point of view, each dealership has a tool to help them convert sales and save money and basically take control of their sales process. But then from a manufacturer point of view, they have a dashboard, they have the information on their network, and they can easily see what's happening on their network and where the money's being spent. And of course, the manufacturers are spending money on marketing campaigns as well. You see your ads for the various brands on telly, so they want to see the return on those measures.
Briefly, Conor, are you looking at other markets, say like the UK, and perhaps could the software product be used for other products, for other lines of sales?
Yeah, we're looking at the UK. We always plan to go into the UK later this year, and we actually have we're dipping our toe into the water now soon. We're hopefully next month we have maybe something that's taken off over there. And then in terms of other markets, we're 100% focused on the motor industry for now, because we want to make sure that we get that right and we're not spreading ourselves too thin. But in terms of like property, I've been told from estate agents that this is definitely transferable to the property sales process, because it's a similar process. You know, you're going on to Daft. It's a big spend. You know, the process is similar, so it can be definitely transferred to the property market as well. Yeah.
Okay, watch this space. Conor Moran, founder of Eskimo Software. Thanks indeed for joining us